when I was 4.5, I burned all my girly dresses, clothes, cut my ponytail. While my father seeing me by the fire, he gave me this most masculine name, Ghengis Khan. And I grew up with that name most of my life. I come from South Waziristan Agency, and these are the tribal areas of Pakistan on Afghan border. These are considered as the most dangerous place on earth because it's a hub to Talibanization and a birthplace to terrorists. Ignorance, the drug culture, gun culture, is providing a best environment for terrorists to breed. Human rights are violated every day, but women's rights don't exist. Women are kept at home, bought and sold in marriages, just like a property. Their education is considered as vulgarity or wastage of time. The more sons you have, the powerful man you are, the more daughters you have, the weakest man you are. But I was lucky. I have a very different father and very progressive man. He believed in equality. He believed in women's rights, education. He wanted change in the area, in the society. And he started from his own house, home. He started educating my mom after marriage. He told her that take away that burqa, and from now on, your education will be your protection. My mom is a principal today. And my sister, she was another experiment for him. When she was 9 years old, she became best debater in Pakistan. She wanted to become Secretary General of UNO. And today she is the youngest parliamentarian in Pakistan. But I was very different than her. I was always found in the middle of fights, just like Ghengis Khan. Bruised, bleeding. Every day there will be someone knocking on our door and complaining. Definitely I was a troublemaker for my dad. But that kind of attitude gave me a lot of understanding of the society. I lived like a boy. I understand how men are in that society. So I accidentally ended up in sports. Today I'm a professional squash player. I won many international tournaments. I was third in World Juniors. But it wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't that straight. When I had to reveal my identity as a girl, and people started coming to know about me, and that was the age when I was 12.5. It became very difficult. And that was the time I was able to see the true face of the society. I was bullied and harassed on every step by men of every age. I never grew up among girls, so I had no idea. The only friends that I had, they were boys. But after that, I had no friends left. I couldn't leave the house even. And on, I was feeling that torture, and my father felt that depression. So one day he asked me that let's go to the market. And he said, what kind of haircut do you want? I'm like, I don't know. He said, how about buzz cut? And then he got me a big earring, and I said, Dad, it's gonna look very weird. He said, no, it's okay. Just wear it. And then he said, let's do a parade in the middle of Peshawar market. And he was like a general, I was like a soldier. We were walking in the middle of Peshawar market. Everyone just staring, pointing, laughing. And my dad is like, don't care about what people think of you or what they say. Just see where you want to go. Where is the destination? That kind of training he gave me. I was raised strong and independent. And that day I realized that if we raise our sons honorable and daughters strong and independent, everything will change. I was not the dishonorable there. I was there for squash. I was there just playing outside. But men thought I'm there for them there. For them, any girl who goes outside, she doesn't wear shawl, scarf, she's characterless woman. And I decided that I'm going to change their mentality. Every day I would go to squash court, then lock myself in a squash court. I would collect torn balls from the bushes and glue them together. Broken racket, I would fix it and play with that 10 hours a day. And that's the only place, that's the only safe haven that I had left. I had no one, and I was lost. I had no future. I'm homeschooled. We didn't have schools in the tribal areas. Our house was like a university, like a school. My father taught me at home. And all the education that I get was practical. I was experiencing it. So, through squash, I learned a lot. There was a time that I got threats from Taliban because I was performing on international level, and they came to know about me that a girl from Waziristan is playing in shorts and skirts. And they were death threats. And I had to take it serious, because if a girl is kidnapped in that region, it's the biggest dishonor, and I didn't want it to be the reason of shame for my dad. He has done so much for us. He went against that society. People declared him mental. They put him in a mental jail. They tried to kill him, stone him. Yet he never gave up on us. He did so much for us. Sometimes I think that Shah Jahan, who built Taj Mahal for his wife, I will make Taj Mahal for my dad. That kind of love, it's the friendship and the love that my father gave us at home. And for all he had, his children. Today, I'm in Toronto, in the West. How did I get there? When I got the threats from Taliban, for 3 years I couldn't play squash, and I was playing in my room against my bedroom wall. But at the same time, I realized that I have to get out of that country if I want to play squash. So I kept sending thousands of emails all over the world. And only beautiful place that I had was my imagination. I could think of proper squash court in my imagination and playing. And 3 years later, I got a message from National Squash Academy, Toronto. And today I'm here among you all. But when I look back, I see, it reminds me all those incidents. I feel that I'm the only one girl out from Waziristan who's playing sports. It's kind of a miracle, but at the same time, I think God chose me to help other girls and kids there, give them sports and education. I see I have seen the violence there, and the absence of peace, the effects of war. I see our own people became refugees inside Pakistan. I see all over the world now we have refugees, we have terrorism happening. And I think it's our responsibility, being human, to stand up for humanity and justice and resist those terrorists. I see nowadays we have nuclear race in the world. You see North Korea. They're doing tests, and I strongly condemn that they're doing these hydrogen bomb tests. I was a very angry kid, and if Kim Jong is an angry kid, he should be, I think he needs to play sports. I'm happy to give him squash lessons for free. And I believe that the extremism and the terrorism that he's doing and threatening everyone, Japan, US, and trying to be like Hitler and Saddam Hussein, he will not succeed. And squash will change him. At the same time, we see Japan has done, they have gone through this Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the bomb blasts, but they never participated in the nuclear race. They contributed to the humanity through technology, automobile, electronics. So that's the positivity we need. In the US, when 9/11 happened, the citizens in the people who were affected, they were from all over the world. US is a very multicultural country. People from all over the world. So we are facing all those kind of things, and I think we need sports and education to change this world. At the same time, at the end, I want to say thank you to the UN, Secretary General, and Dalai Lama, and Pope Francis for sending a strong message to Myanmar about to stop the massacre of Rohingya Muslims. Aung San Suu Kyi, she should be either stopping that massacre that is happening with Rohingya Muslims, either she should resign from her seat, or she should give that Nobel Peace Prize back to someone who is actually playing a good role for humanity. We all have to stand together, and we have to be strong, and in one voice we have to stand for peace and humanity. That's who we should be. My sister, she's in politics. She's changing the history of Pakistan through politics. She is becoming a scholar. She's doing PhD in comparative religions, so she will be a religious scholar, inshallah, one day. And she will be changing the history of, inshallah, Islam and Pakistan. She will be speaking up for women's rights. And I will be changing the history of the world through sports and education. Thank you.